Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a natural ability to connect with others? That's because they understand the importance of networking. In our fast-paced, digitally driven world, having a solid network can be a game changer. It opens up a world of opportunities, from gaining new clients to finding a mentor to landing that dream job. Now consider a spider's web. Each individual strand, though thin and seemingly insignificant, contributes to the strength and functionality of the whole web. Similarly, each connection in your network, no matter how small, adds value to your life. It's through these connections that we share knowledge, provide mutual support, and navigate the complexities of our modern world. Interestingly, the importance of networking isn't a new concept. In the most unexpected of places, we find a treasure trove of networking wisdom, the Bible. Consider Moses, a man who led an entire nation. How did he manage such a task? Let's cast our minds back to the biblical book of Exodus, chapter 18. It's a fascinating narrative that holds valuable lessons for us today. In this story, Moses, the leader of the Israelites, is visited by Jethro, his father-in-law. At this point, Moses had taken on the immense responsibility of judging all the disputes among the people. From morning till evening, he sat as the sole arbiter, a task that was both physically and emotionally draining. Jethro, observing this, offered some sage advice. He suggested that Moses delegate his responsibilities to capable men who would act as leaders over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. They would handle the minor disputes, bringing only the major issues to Moses. This was an innovative solution for its time, and it was a proposal that Moses wisely accepted. What can we glean from this interaction? A few key points stand out. First, Moses wasn't too proud to take advice. In fact, he actively sought it. He understood that wisdom can come from a variety of sources, even from outside his immediate circle. In our own journeys, we shouldn't be too proud to seek advice from others. It's a crucial part of building our network. Second, Moses understood the power of delegation. He realized he couldn't do everything on his own. He needed a team, a network of capable leaders who could share the burden of responsibilities. In our own lives, we should strive to create a network of individuals who complement our skills and abilities. Lastly, Moses' story shows us that a leader's role isn't just about taking charge, it's about empowering others. By delegating responsibilities, Moses allowed others to grow and develop their leadership skills. Moses' story teaches us that networking isn't just about taking, it's about giving and sharing responsibilities. It's about forming relationships based on mutual respect and trust, where everyone has a role to play and everyone's contribution is valued. After all, a network is only as strong as its weakest link, and Moses made sure to strengthen his links by sharing his load. Now let's look at Paul, the apostle known for his missionary journeys. Paul was a master networker in his own right. His networking strategy was a blend of relationship building, regular communication, and genuine concern for others, which reinforced his network and spread his message more effectively. Let's break this down. Paul's networking began with forming connections. He traveled far and wide, from Jerusalem to Rome, meeting people from various cultures, backgrounds, and beliefs. He did not confine himself to a single community, but rather he branched out, building a diverse network that spanned across different regions. Building relationships was at the heart of Paul's strategy. He didn't just meet people, he formed bonds with them. He invested time and effort into creating relationships that were meaningful and long-lasting. His letters to the Corinthians, the Galatians, and the Ephesians, among others, were filled with personal sentiments and heartfelt advice, showing the depth of his relationships with these communities. Regular communication was another crucial aspect of Paul's networking strategy. He didn't disappear after his visits. Instead, he kept in touch through letters, providing guidance, sharing updates, and expressing his love and concern. This consistent communication helped maintain his connections and keep his relationships strong. What made Paul's networking strategy truly effective, however, was his genuine concern for others. He deeply cared about the people he connected with. He showed empathy, offered support, and was there for them in their times of need. His letters were filled with words of comfort, encouragement, and care. This genuine concern made people feel valued and appreciated, strengthening his network even further. So what can we learn from Paul's networking strategy? It's not just about forming connections, it's about building relationships. It's not just about communicating, it's about maintaining regular contact. And above all, it's about showing genuine concern for others, making them feel valued and appreciated. Paul's example shows us that in networking, communication and genuine concern for others are key. So, what can we learn from Moses and Paul about networking? Well, if we distill their strategies, a few key points emerge. First off, Moses shows us the importance of seeking advice. He was wise enough to listen to his father-in-law Jethro, which allowed him to delegate responsibilities and lead more effectively. This highlights that no one can do it all alone, and we need to lean on others' expertise and wisdom. Then there's Paul, a master of regular communication. He wrote letters, visited communities, and consistently kept in touch with his network. His approach underscores the value of staying connected and maintaining relationships even from a distance. But perhaps most importantly, both Moses and Paul showed genuine concern for others. They weren't networking for their own gain, they were doing it to support their communities and spread their messages. In the end, networking isn't about self-promotion, it's about building relationships and supporting each other, much like the Bible teaches us. But how can we apply these ancient strategies to modern networking, you might ask? Well, it's simpler than you think. We can learn from Moses, who sought guidance from his father-in-law Jethro. In our own networking efforts, we can replicate this by seeking out mentors and experienced individuals within our field. They can provide invaluable advice and insight that can help us navigate our own careers more effectively. Then there's Paul, who showed us the importance of delegitimizing responsibilities. This is a crucial lesson in networking. By delegating, we can free up more time for ourselves to focus on building new relationships and strengthening existing ones. Paul also maintained regular communication with his network, a practice that remains as crucial today as it was in biblical times. Regular check-ins and updates can go a long way in showing genuine concern for others, another lesson we can draw from Paul's example. Remember, in networking as in life, it's the relationships we build that truly matter.